You are listening to Single Smart Female, Romantic Fairy Godmama Edition. This show is brought to you by Irresistibility, expert help for women with online dating. Are you experiencing inbox crickets or real-life crazies? It's not you, it's your online dating profile. Let us help you do online dating that leads to real-life love and romance. Go to helpmeonlinedate.com and we will send you the first 2 video chapters of our program for free.
Hello, single smart females out there listening right this second. My name is Jen 1. I am your romantic fairy godmama 1.
I am Jen 2. I am your romantic fairy godmama 2. And it sounds like we're having a song right there.
I love it. And today we have a topic that we are talking about.
Yeah, we were. And are. Well, we were before we hit record, and we are still now. We're bringing you all that we just put together.
Okay, because we're letting you into the know. Okay, so today we are talking about, do you know?
Shallow how? No.
Kind of. But we're talking about women, so it'd be shallow Mao.
Shallow gal?
Yeah,
shallow gal.
There you go. Actually, we are talking about the topic, are you too shallow to date?
Yes.
And we've put a couple of things together so that you know that there are some things to address to experience your best dating ever, especially through Mandrage dating.
Yes.
And get the most out of it and just really suck it till there's nothing left. That's kind of weird because it keeps going and going and going.
Right. So, yeah, we want to give you the opportunity to meet the most amazing men and to no longer disqualify certain men based on certain things about them.
Kind of. Yeah. But there's more. So let's.
Yes, of course.
So number 1, first thing is, how do you know if you're shallow? If you have only one type of guy that you like and are attracted to, this happens a lot.
True.
It's just not my type. And usually it's one specific type. He has to be around a certain height, a certain skin color, a certain hair type, certain this, certain that. Yes, you are being very shallow. And the more you date inside that box, the less incredible experiences you're going to have. It is time to step outside of your dating box and experience things that you've never experienced before. Yes, it's fucking scary when you first start. And yes, there are going to be men that you don't connect with in that way, but there are going to be men that you never could even imagine would rock your world in ways that seemed like mythological experience.
Right. Yes. Which I have done myself. There was a time that I would definitely have said, oh, he's not my type. And now I actually even caught myself on a date not long ago saying to the guy, I try not to put myself in a box and I try not to put parameters. I just try to be open to what opportunities, what there is. And I don't want to put any limits on it.
Did you do it while you were crinkling your nose just like that?
Yes. Isn't it adorable?
It's very adorable, but you also looked like you were disgusted at the same time.
Stop it. I'm always beautiful. Thank you, Jan.
No, I'm saying you looked like you were disgusted, not that you are disgusted.
No, I'm not disgusted.
Big difference here. I
No, I'm not disgusted.
Right. Let's move on to number 2.
Okay.
It's kind of related to number 1, but it's very important. So if his physical appearance or financial status are always disqualifying factors. So if he doesn't make this amount of money, or if he isn't, again, one of those box ticking things that you had in the first question, that is a good sign that you're way too shallow to find what you really, really want and to open yourself up as an experience. And I want to explain that when we are actually being shallow as women, we try to call it standards, but a lot of times it's not standards at all. It's more of a way to continuously disqualify men. And if you're only disqualifying men, then you are limiting your romantic opportunities. You're limiting the ability of the universe to really come into your life and make magic happen. She reminded me I needed to point something out because there was a point in time where you used to date down, which is a type of dater that I talk about. And she would date men that were not anywhere close to her financial level, not close to her spiritual level, not close to her emotional intelligence level, her intelligence level, anything like that.
I'm sorry. I'm feeling so good. Keep talking.
I used to date down quite frequently as well. So what I do want to make very, very clear is that I'm not saying because you never date somebody that is below your income level that you are absolutely 100% shallow. In fact, I encourage a lot of women to date around their income level. What I'm trying to say, I'm narrowing the financial piece down to, I've had a lot of very affluent women who come and tell me that unless he makes this amount of money, I have no interest. And what you're essentially doing, instead of finding a true partner in life, is narrowing the dating box down to this tiny little ring size box and fitting all of your experiences in there and setting yourself up to fail. Now, does that mean you won't meet a man above that income level who really rocks your world? No, I'm not saying that. But during the Mantourage dating experience itself, it's very important for you to open up your ideas and your mind to different experiences so that you can really step into the world of being an adored woman. And that doesn't have to have a precise financial tag on it. Things will happen. Now, I'm definitely not telling any of you ladies to go start paying for all these dates and all these things. Oh, he's not working right now, but I really like hanging out with him, so I'll just
I don't want to be shallow.
Yeah,
so
I don't want to be shallow. I'm saying.
He doesn't have a job, but I don't want to be shallow, right?
Not what I'm saying whatsoever. But it is okay to include men at different financial levels in your Mantourage dating experience and see where everything goes. Okay. Number 3, your chemistry always has to be instantaneous. So if your chemistry has to always be instantaneous, this is where adored women wanting to be adored women really fuck themselves. I have to reiterate over and over again. Chemistry is malleable. Chemistry is about how you feel with somebody. Our looks are going to change over the years. So if you don't recognize like we were talking about in number 1, that physical appearance isn't everything. But if you think, because a lot of chemistry in the beginning, the instantaneous chemistry is based on a visual component. As you spend time with somebody, it becomes more evident, especially as the two of you stop being as nervous around each other. You're going to start lighting each other up in ways that will blow your mind. But you don't get that if you as a woman have decided the chemistry wasn't there in the first date, even though both of you could be kind of nervous and kind of off or just having a bad day, and then it's just over. That's going to fuck you later. Okay. And you're always going to have this desire to have this insane instant chemistry and think that you're going to be able to make it last over a lifetime. When you're that type of person, tends to fizzle out relatively quickly. And instead learn how to actually navigate chemistry, which is a skill set that's really, truly beautiful. And then what we do in the Secret Society of Adored Women, helping women learn to navigate those pieces as well as tons of other stuff, but really tapping into that and understanding how you can turn it on for yourself and turn it off for yourself, and that you're in more control than just this. You're not just this victim of whether or not there's instant chemistry. You're going to have much better experiences, an insane amount more opportunities.
And Jen, I have an example of this that I like to think back to sometimes. This is way long ago before I ever was doing Mantourage dating. And I knew a guy that I played sports with. I did not find him attractive. Honestly, I don't know if many people would, but when I started to get to know him, I loved his soul, his personality, hysterical. We just clicked so well. And we ended up dating and I adored him. And then things didn't work out. We went our separate ways. And I remember looking back and being like, why did I date him? He was just not very cute. He's just not an attractive guy. Well, fast forward, he was in another relationship that ended and we ended up reconnecting. And then I thought he was the cutest thing ever again. So it was attractive, not attractive again. And
chemistry is malleable.
Exactly.
Chemistry is absolutely 100% malleable. You see that in long-term relationships as well. And if you don't understand that, start to play with that in the dating phase, you won't know how to navigate that during a relationship. So it's really important to experiment with this. My husband as well, when I first met him, was not attracted to him whatsoever. Now, wildly attracted to him. Wildly freaking attracted to him. It's really important that we as women understand that we are more influential over our own turn on, and then it is just being, whether or not that there's chemistry there. You have a lot of influence over your chemistry, and you might as well learn how to embrace that. So once you get into a relationship with the man that you're highly attracted to, if it wanes a bit, you know how to reignite that shit and make it hot all over again. All right, number 4. By the way, did I already mention shallow is covering your insecurities? Being shallow, these things. It's just a way that we play small romantically. It's a way that we don't allow the full experience of love and life to happen and to light us up and for us to feel wildly fucking alive. Did I say that already?
No, okay. You did not.
There, I said it.
Yeah, because, and that kind of is coming out because we were talking about is this really shallow? Is this item, is it really a shallow thing? And it might be misunderstood, but I loved how you pointed that out, that you're playing small, you're covering insecurities. Yeah. Yeah. You touched on this, but I don't think you said that on the physical side, a man's height is a big issue for a lot of women. It was for me. Mm-hmm. I love high heels. I want to wear my high heels. So that was always something in my mind. I can't go out with that guy because I will not look good in my high heels.
Strangely enough, as a short girl, I used to think the same thing. I used to date guys that were 6'3" and up exclusively. Mm-hmm. And then I realized that's not necessary. Yeah. And if my husband and I ever decide to separate, I'm totally going for guys more my height. And plus, I had some incredible dating experiences with guys closer to my height. Now, what happened with my husband I wasn't attracted to my husband when I first met him. He is tall, but it wasn't because of his height. I was not initially attracted to him. I became attracted to him because of the way I felt when I spent time with him. Mm-hmm. And we had this insane fun together. We legitimately would laugh for hours together. I mean, hours, just gut-wrenching laughter. Mm-hmm. And that was huge for me. But let's say something doesn't work out between the two of us. I would, in a heartbeat, date guys closer to my size. And probably even more hardcore than I ever have before, because I think there's so many amazing men out there that are being overlooked because they're an inch or two shorter than you. And then we're saying, I just can't do it, blah, blah, blah. I want to feel small as a woman, things like that. If that guy makes you feel like the most amazing thing in the world, and the way he makes you feel below the belt, plus just all the warm fuzzies, the soft place to land, the chemistry is all there, who gives a fuck if he's just a tiny bit shorter than you?
Yeah, I agree.
Who really, really cares?
It took me time to get there, but I agree with you completely now.
I want these feelings in life. I don't need the fucking pointless status of having somebody that's taller than me. I want the connection. I want to get to the end of my life knowing, oh my God, that was incredible. That's not guaranteed because a guy is physically taller than you. Okay. So we were going to number 4, and then Jen derailed me. It's all her fault. This is really important. Classifying men into one group. A lot of women think that they can stereotype men by fitting them all into to one group. I think with short men, all short men have Napoleon syndrome, or yeah. So,
or this guy lives in this neighborhood that makes him this way.
Mm-hmm, stuff like that. Ladies, you're playing small again. You're being defensive when you start classifying. You're trying to protect yourself, and it's not fucking working. The only thing you're doing is keeping yourself from finding the love you want. And you're using faux confidence in order to get there. But not all men are the same, even though they might have some similarities. And yes, there are things that you should know about them. There's some basic similarities between all of them. They're not all the same. Not every guy who does a specific job or this makes him, for instance, the whole saying, there's a thing about, I mentioned this, there's a thing about firemen and
police officers
that they are all cheaters.
Right.
Not true.
Right.
It's just not true.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that there aren't in that group, but there are different things across the board. So we need to stop using that again as a way to play small. And the things you actually do need to know, you can go to explainmen.com and I'll give you a free class on what you actually need to know about the similarities between men. Okay, Jen, do you know what number 5 is?
They work for the circus.
Actually, what I want to talk about is I have a lot of women that initially come to me and tell me I don't want to date, for example, a guy that's not well-traveled. I don't want to date a guy who hasn't had the same experiences. They really are so set on having a man who is going to do everything with them and enjoy everything with them, that they eliminate a lot of men because they haven't had those experiences and that they couldn't understand where they've been and stuff. Men are amazing at, and we were talking about a story about earlier. Can you refresh my memory by chance?
Can you give me more detail? Because we talked about 87 stories.
Didn't you have a story about this? About, men and food.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I used to have a thing where it annoyed the hell out of me if a guy wouldn't be open to new foods and try new foods, because I love to try all kinds of foods. I wanted to see, well, I don't know about bugs. We'll see. But anyway,
on my list. I'm not ready for that either.
But if I went somewhere with a guy and he had just chicken fingers, pizza, cheeseburgers and French fries, if he was just the bar food kind of guy, it drove me bonkers. I'd be like, I can't stand him. Get rid of him. But if he shared with me,
I actually understand, because we do as women, we want to be able to experience different things. But I want to tell all of you a story. So my husband was the bar food kind of guy. Well, I think he had 4 options. He would do nachos, pizza, hamburger, and meatloaf. That was it. So anywho, he had these 4 options. And I will tell you, because I didn't eliminate this guy just because of something I didn't even think about. I'll be honest, I didn't think about it back then. But every once in a while I'll be like, man, how freaking boring. Plus, I love other cultures. I love other food, all that kind of stuff. Fast forward. We've been together for a little bit now. He loves all kinds of food because his palate started changing just by being with me, and he started trying new things. One of his favorite is Vietnamese food. He loves Indian food. And by the way, this is a former military man who has traveled the world and would not eat the food in the country while he was in the military because he was so stubborn about it.
Crazy.
Yes, crazy. But I bring this up is because we have no need to really eliminate guys because of that. Because if you really truly have an amazing time with a man as an adored woman, you don't have to force anything on him. You don't have to make anything happen. You don't have to eliminate him because he hasn't experienced things, because he is going to start stepping into your world because you're having such a great time that you become incredibly influential over him. So
right.
There's no purpose, no reason to eliminate him, because remember, we are focusing not on being in the relationship yet. And I'm not saying any of you ladies need to step into a relationship that you don't want to step into. Mantourage dating is about experiencing all the romantic options. So don't be shallow. Don't worry about things as much as you do. Yes, we'll discuss in future episodes red flags and things like that that you need to worry about. But in the initial dating phase, try different things, sample new menu items, and have an incredible time doing it. Okay, Lover Girls, time for the final thought on today's show.
Limiting your idea of what can be a romantic option while dating will limit your potential for magical love and romance.
Thank you, Lover Girl, for joining us on this Romantic Fairy Godmama edition of Single Smart Female. Don't forget to text this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends, as well as visit us at singlesmartfemale.com.
We'll talk to you next time.
And here's to you having everything you want in life and love.
This show is brought to you by Irresistibility, expert help for women with online dating. Are you experiencing inbox crickets or real-life crazies? It's not you, it's your online dating profile. Let us help you do online dating that leads to real-life love and romance. Go to helpmeonlinedate.com and we will send you the first 2 video chapters of our program for free.